Are you wondering what your closing costs consist of? Well, stay tuned. We are talking about that, and that video starts right now. Hey guys, it's Shayna Flemming with the Flemming team, and today we are talking about closing costs. So closing costs is something that every buyer and seller has during a real estate transaction. So we're just going to talk about really quick what your closing costs consist of. So if you are a seller, your closing costs are going to consist of deed stamps, which is just the transfer of the title from you as the owner to the buyers. Also going to include any HOA fees that are going to be prorated for the time that you own the property in that year, any of your attorney fees, which everyone's going to have attorney fees, but you're going to pay a little bit less than the buyer does, and then your commissions. So when you sit down with your agent that's going to list the home for you, they're going to negotiate on behalf of the buyer's agent and themselves, and then they share a portion of the commissions with the buyer agent. So that is the makeup of closing costs for a seller. Now, those things can shift if you offer any type of concessions like a home warranty, or if you're paying closing cost assistance for the buyer, that would tie into your closing costs. And what happens is at closing, the attorney would just take those monies out of the proceeds, and then you would just get the difference, okay? So for a buyer, if you are a buyer, your closing costs are gonna be a little bit more. They're going to consist of your homeowners association fees for the remainder of the year prorated. Also going to include your homeowners insurance. There's going to be some escrow fees. Well, not necessarily fees, but amounts that the lender are going to put into your escrow account to kind of get that going for the first month of your loan. As well, you're going to pay lender fees, attorney fees. If you have an appraisal done and you don't pay for that up front, the appraisal fee will be there in your closing costs, and then anything else that you may roll into the loan or into the end of the process. So that is going to be your buyer closing costs. Typically, it's about 3 to 5% of the purchase price if you're needing a number. I'm not going to give you a specific number just because it does vary depending on your attorney fees and your loan fees and the lender fees. So that's a conversation that you can have with the lender. They'll be able to give you a more clear picture around what your closing costs are going to be, especially if you are doing conventional or FHA loan or even a VA loan. It's going to vary depending on the loan type that you use. I hope this information was helpful. If it was, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you're notified every time we post videos like this one. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.